From the Sheraton Hotel in downtown Phoenix, Mayor Greg Stanton delivers his 2018 State of the City address.
All right, thank you, Todd. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for that very kind introduction. Thank you for the work that you and your team do at the Phoenix Chamber. I want to welcome over 1,000 people in this room and everyone who is watching the AZ Central live stream at home. Today in the room with us, as mentioned by Todd, our great city manager, Ed Zerker, is here. Ed, let's give a big round of applause. The two greatest public safety chiefs in the nation, Fire Chief Kara Cockbrenner and Police Chief Jerry Williams. We appreciate your partnership. My wife, Nicole, is with us today. Thank you for being here today. It really, really means so much to me. And Mike, please. And my son, Trevor, is here. This is the first year that Mom let you miss school to be here. So welcome to your very first State of the City, Trevor. And thanks to all of you for joining us today. This is now the 7th time that I've had the privilege to stand here as the mayor of the greatest city in America and to update you on the state of our city. A report card, if you will, an outline of what we hope to accomplish in the future. But before I share my report, let me tell you what others are saying about Phoenix. Governing Magazine named us the highest performing city government in the country. Please. When it comes to our economy, one of the most respected credit rating agency recently hailed our rapidly diversifying economy, our solid growth track, and our ability to withstand future downturns. Just look at the numbers in the last year. We have had the highest wage growth of any region in the United States of America. Small businesses here have raised their wages more than anywhere else. Near record low unemployment rates. One of the top cities for startups and young professionals. A top 10 growing economy. Third in growth for high-tech jobs. That's success that few thought even possible 6 years ago. We should all be proud of it. But I want to make something clear. None of this success, none of it happened as a result of chance. It's the result of smart choices that we have made. Together, we have made Phoenix stronger than ever. And more important, we have forever changed the course of our future for the better. It wasn't long ago that we were on a much different path. And let's face it, a path to mediocrity. The housing crash brought our economy to its knees, exposing its weaknesses in a way few imagined. Left in the wake was a quicksand economy for our working families, who no matter how hard they worked to get ahead, were all too often falling behind. When the economic bottom dropped out, it took a toll on our city too. Record budget deficits, the most serious public pension crisis we ever experienced. For our city employees, it meant sacrifice. Concession after concession, furlough after furlough. Then, hyper-partisan politics and poor decisions made things even worse. The state turned its back on our relationship with Mexico. That cost us jobs. The state took aim at our immigrant communities. That cost us jobs. The state made deep and devastating cuts to public schools that to this day are still $1 billion away from being fully restored. That's still costing us jobs. That hyper-partisan reproach, the one we too often see at the state capitol and in Washington, D.C., that's not how we do business in Phoenix. We have shown that when we work together, when we actively seek common ground, anything is possible. And I want to make something clear. Everything that I will talk about today was accomplished with bipartisan support. Everything. 6 years ago, our first task was obvious, but not particularly easy. Reshape the fundamentals of our local economy and create good jobs. Foster real opportunity for everyone, not just those at the top. You heard me say it time and time again. An economy based upon growth alone is an economy that's adrift. To succeed in the long term, to lift everyone up, we need an economy rooted in innovation and focused on exports. That's been our North Star. On day one, we went into overdrive to repair our relationship with Mexico. I called upon Jonathan Rothschild, mayor of Tucson, and we teamed up. We called upon Todd Sanders here at the Greater Phoenix Chamber. He said, count me in. Then more, the Hispanic Chamber, the Black Chamber, the Arizona Chamber, GPEC, Chicanos por la Casa, Visit Phoenix, countless others in our business community. We got support from our city council, especially Councilman Michael Nowakowski, and we showed up in Mexico on our first trade mission, a united front. 24 trade missions later, we still do. We've made a lot of progress, but we needed even more, a permanent presence. So after the state closed its trade offices just a few years earlier, Phoenix opened new ones, not one, but two, in Mexico City and in Hermosillo. The results are real. Nationwide, since 2012, exports have grown by only 0.1%. But here in Phoenix, we have grown our exports by 20%. That is remarkable. More than 100,000 great Arizona jobs are supported by businesses taking part in the export economy. And I hope we can agree on a bipartisan basis that improving trade is good for the Arizona economy, and that a self-defeating, escalating, unilateral trade war instigated by the White House is bad for Arizona. Trade is an important foundation, but the economy that we hand off to our children won't be sustainable unless it's rooted in innovation. That's why investments that we have made in the biosciences early on, during economic tough times, were so essential. It wasn't always easy. We didn't have bond dollars to work with like the city had in the past, but we set the right priorities. And since 2012, Phoenix has invested almost $30 million to make 4 new university buildings with biomedical research, academic, and clinical facilities a reality. And our contribution helped pave the way for our university partners to invest a staggering $500 million to create innovation spaces in Phoenix. The downtown biomedical campus, it's hardly recognizable from where it started. It's that 30 acres in the heart of our city. We've collaborated with all 3 Arizona public universities to push the boundaries of innovation in the life sciences. And more innovation is on the way. ASU has a new partner in Wexford Science and Technology. And when it comes to mixed-use communities created around discovery, Wexford sets the bar. Together, they will expand the campus's north 7 acres, starting with the 7th-story, 200,000 square foot lab building for future students, faculty, and researchers. The possibilities are endless. Just look at the partnership we just created with the U of A to start a life science business accelerator, one that puts Eller entrepreneurship students and medical students right in the same laboratory. It's been a long time in the making. In fact, it came about during a tour that Todd and the team at the Phoenix Chamber organized in 2016. We visited Houston to see the Texas Medical Center, led by a brilliant surgeon named Dr. Robert Robbins. We saw up close how innovation comes from deliberately mixing business and biology. And I knew that we had to have it in Phoenix. As it all turned out, we would all cross paths with Dr. Robbins again when he became U of A's new president. In our first meeting, I asked him to bring the kind of projects we saw at the TMC to downtown Phoenix, and he delivered. I'm proud that the City of Phoenix is a partner in Innovention, the Innovation Accelerator, which will be housed at the U of A Center for Applied Nanobioscience and Medicine. The scientific discovery that will take place, it's far too complex to discuss over lunch, but I'm confident that this new push will push new ideas into commercialization and the marketplace fast, and to continue to put Phoenix on the map as a leader in next-generation healthcare solutions. Up north, on the Arizona Biomedical Corridor, I couldn't be more excited about our future. I spoke about the possibilities I saw in my very first address as mayor. And today, the Phoenix ASU Mayo Clinic partnership is taking shape. Our city council recently approved nearly $9 million to pave the way for a new $200 million ASU Mayo Health Solutions Innovation Center, where researchers and clinicians will transform healthcare delivery for the entire globe. It's incredible to think that that work will happen right in our own backyard, all around Phoenix. We could see the fruits of the investments in our economy. We have turned our city into a destination for startups and entrepreneurs. We created a nucleus of higher education opportunities that opened a new pipeline to those startups. And we've continued to invest in the resources and tools our growing small businesses need to succeed. This is a bet on the future that's already paying off. Phoenix is ranked number 3 for tech job growth. The number of high-tech companies in the central city has tripled. In the last 5 years, our market saw a 48% increase in technology employees. That's more than 24,000 new tech jobs. When we met here last year, Galvanize, the tech education giant, it had just opened its campus in the Warehouse District. Today, it hosts more than 110 startup companies under one roof. From the ideas being produced by our hungry, creative, and hard-charging innovators at the ground level will come the Fortune 500 companies that will anchor our economy in the decades to come. Change is happening, but it's up to us to keep it going. We have to continue to invest, and I can tell you that the companies I meet, here's what they tell me. They need access to talented, educated workforce. They need an environment that's right for business. When it comes to creating more talent, ASU Downtown has been great for ASU and for Phoenix. It's a partnership that under Dr. Michael Crow's transformative leadership has blossomed. And again, even without bond dollars, we are finding ways to make that partnership stronger. We helped build the new Buse Center for Law and Society and ASU Sandra Day O'Connor College of Law, and that was created a new pipeline for downtown's legal sector. Soon, it will get a new neighbor. ASU's Thunderbird School of Global Management, one of the best international business schools in the world. That is huge for downtown Phoenix. But at the same time that we grow the higher education nucleus, we are supporting small businesses everywhere in Phoenix. Anyone with a good idea and the willingness to work hard should have the ability to create their own destiny. When we heard from those who said our permitting process took too long and was overly complicated, the City Council took action. We cut red tape and 24-hour online permitting and assist them to review site plans online too. Because of these reforms, the NFIB even named Phoenix one of the best cities in the country for opening the doors to small business. They're right. Phoenix small business owners spend less time waiting in line and more time creating jobs. To help entrepreneurs, we launched the Hive at Central Incubator to take the guesswork out of starting or growing a company. At the Hive, mentors help entrepreneurs navigate the ins and the outs of a startup all the way to finding access to capital. And we offer those resources in both English and Spanish. Councilman Daniel Valenzuela has been our leader in promoting entrepreneurship and making sure local entrepreneurs have the tools to succeed. I want to say thank you, Daniel. Your leadership is helping our economy. Daniel Valenzuela, let's give him a round of applause. We appreciate it. I want to tell you about two people I recently met, Jose and Leticia Gamiz, a husband and wife team who brought their dream of owning a restaurant to the Hive just a few years ago. And a network of experienced mentors helped them turn their unique food concept into the popular Mi Vegana Madre food truck. Jose told me that their business was born in their hearts, but it took life at the Hive. That's a success story that shows when we put our minds to it, we can make a meaningful difference in people's lives. The members of our city council come from a variety of backgrounds and perspectives, but I believe that we all got into public service for the same reason. It's to help create success stories like this one. Jose and Leticia, we are so proud of you. Please stand, let's give a big round of applause. Best of luck with your business. And at the same time, we've offered help to small business owners. We've put our workforce development team to work, making sure that those looking for a job have the skills they need to compete. Last year, our workforce development team helped more than 60,000 Phoenicians find new jobs and learn new advanced skills. And the people in this room know that today, skills are driving our economy more than ever. More than 60% of the Phoenix workforce now hold an advanced industry job such as business and financial services, precision manufacturing, health and life sciences, and technology. And I want to thank Dr. Maria Harper-Naranek and the Maricopa Community Colleges for doing so much for training our workforce. Let's give her a big round of applause, please. At the city, we've put a special focus on young people. In 2012, we learned that Phoenix had one of the highest rates of young people who neither go to school nor have a job. 1 in 5 young people between 16 and 24 were disconnected and at higher risk for long-term poverty. Research showed that if we allowed this problem to go on over time, it could drain $27 billion from the state's economy. That was a red flag we simply couldn't ignore. At the first Disconnected Youth Summit, hundreds of community leaders from across the valley came together to find aligned solutions. We joined with the county, ASU, and Starbucks to put on the largest youth career fair in the history of Phoenix. And we began working together to tackle this systemic issue. Here at the city, through the leadership of our Vice Mayor, Laura Pastor, we've teamed up with local nonprofits to establish 12 re-engagement centers focused on giving young people the tools they need to get into the workforce. This model is a first of its kind in the nation, and it's seen great success. In Phoenix, we've generated one of the largest reductions of disconnected youth in the country. Thousands more young people are now working, learning, and contributing. This is why we serve. Laura, thank you for your hard work to make sure the youth have the opportunity they deserve. Congratulations. Your leadership has been essential. Laura Pastor, Vice Mayor. We appreciate you. From startup ecosystems and higher education to small businesses and workforce development, we've unlocked our economic potential in a way we've never seen before. And what links them all together? Transit. Light rail is an all-important spine that connects these higher education opportunities to regional assets, to the jobs and opportunities. And we know that talented employees want to work in cities with great transit options. Our robust and growing public transit system is one of the most significant boosts we've given to our economy. And when it came time to craft the Transportation 2050 plan, I put a former Bush administration official in charge, Transportation Secretary Mary Peters. And today, the 35-year, $31 billion plan is driving people to work and driving our economy. More than $10 billion in capital has been invested along the light rail since we completed the tracks. And because of additional investments voters made just a few years ago, we've accelerated the line to Metro Center by 3 years and the South Central Light Rail by more than a decade. Connecting the heart of South Phoenix to downtown Phoenix and beyond will create new economic opportunity and transform our community, not just South Phoenix, but all of the city of Phoenix. Those Prop 104 dollars, they're improving our bus system and our roadways too. and that's important. More than 100,000 Phoenicians take the bus every weekday. We've extended bus and dial-a-ride service hours to match light rail and increased bus frequency to at least every half hour. And our streets are getting better too. Since Prop 104 passed, we have improved 550 miles of city streets with an additional 395 miles planned for this year alone. And let me tell you, there's been no better champion for investing in transportation infrastructure than Councilwoman Kate Gallego. I want to say thank you to Kate for your leadership, and it is helping our economy. Thank you so much. And one more thing that's helping our economy, equal pay. In Phoenix, we've held our contractors to higher standards. If you want our business, you've got to do business the right way. And that means paying women and men equal pay for equal work. Since our council, please. Since our city council unanimously approved our equal pay ordinance, 100% of those who do new business with the city of Phoenix guarantee equal pay for equal work. At the same time we shape our economy and our workforce, we must prepare our city to thrive in the future. We've turned the corner on making our city more sustainable, and we're blazing a new trail toward zero waste and creating a truly circular economy. In fact, late last year at the North American Climate Summit, C40 and Bloomberg recognized only 10 cities in the world for leadership on sustainability. Phoenix was one of the 10. And please. And at the city's Resource Innovation Campus, we've worked with the private sector to turn trash into cash. We've made harnessing and using clean energy one of our top priorities. Over the last 6 years, we've nearly tripled the megawatts generated from city-supported solar energy projects. And earlier this year, the City Council unanimously adopted a new goal to cut citywide carbon emissions by 30% by 2025. That's ambitious, and it puts us on track to exceed the requirements of the Paris Climate Accord. But we recognize that we still have more work to do. Even as we work to combat climate change, we know that it poses unique challenges to Arizona, especially when it comes to water security. The health of the mighty Colorado River is essential to our state's economy. Yet the lower Colorado has been named the most endangered river in the country. And Arizona is in the midst of one of the driest winters on record. It's going to take a collective effort to save it and make it healthy once again. We're doing our part. Through the Colorado River Resiliency Fund, we've invested more than 15 million Phoenix dollars into resiliency efforts. That includes a partnership last year with the federal government, the state, and the Gila River Indian community to leave 40,000 acre-feet that would have otherwise been taken out of the river. The storage agreement we made just a few years ago with the city of Tucson is already paying off. We have banked 300,000 acre-feet of water that we can tap in the event of prolonged drought. And for those of you like me who don't quite know how much water that is, let me translate. That's more than 145,000 Olympic-sized swimming pools. In keeping with our long tradition of smart water planning, Phoenix is now a leading voice for the proactive protection of the Colorado. And Councilwoman Thelda Williams, she gets it. On our city council, she's the leader on water planning, and because of her leadership, we are moving in the right direction. Thank you, Thelda Williams, for your great leadership on water planning and water security issues. In Phoenix, we know how conservation can be an economic driver. Just look at our incredible park system and how it has become a tourism attraction for our city. The same can be true with the Salt River. Over the course of many years, and because of the leadership of Congressman Ed Pastor, we restored the Tres Rios wetlands as well as the Rio Salado habitat from 24th Street all the way to 19th Avenue. Now, under the leadership of Senator John McCain, we are taking that restoration to the next level. working with the federal government, regional partners, and ASU to tie all of the efforts along the river together. Through this effort, we can build on Phoenix's work and other great projects like Tempe Town Lake to achieve even better ecosystem restoration and economic development opportunities. In fact, we just put one of the prime properties along the river out to RFP. And as mayor, I'm excited about the economic development opportunities. I know Senator McCain is home right now, and just in case he might be watching AZ Central live stream, I want to say, Senator, thank you for your leadership on this issue and so many other issues. We're pulling for you, and we're proud that Sky Harbor's Terminal 3 will soon bear your name. Our success on sustainability in such a short time shows that progress is possible. So there's another challenge we're taking on: the urban heat island. Temperatures continue to rise. Last year was the hottest year on record for Phoenix. In fact, 9 of the 10 hottest years ever recorded in our city occurred in the last 15 years. Making matters worse is that nighttime temperatures aren't cooling the way that they used to. The extreme heat that we're seeing, it's a public health crisis. In 2016, 150 people in our region died from heat-related illness. Thousands more are getting sick. And worse, it's our most vulnerable people in low-income neighborhoods that are most at risk. For a few years now, we've been working with researchers at ASU to better understand the effects of the urban heat island, and more importantly, explore ways to curb it. And we're ready to take the next step. We're creating a new framework for heat management that will make Phoenix the first heat-ready city in the country. With a grant from Bloomberg Philanthropies, we're working to help other cities prepare for extreme heat too. And with Harvard's help, we're bringing together leaders from the development, energy, and public health sectors to set a path forward. And as we address challenges that could become a crisis over time, we're also focused on those taking place right now. The opioid epidemic has become the deadliest drug crisis in our nation's history. And we know all too well that Phoenix is not immune from its tragic impact. Over the last 9 months, nearly 1,000 Arizonans have died an opioid-related death. More than 6,000 Arizonans have suffered opioid overdoses. We've made it easier for those suffering to get help. Right now, through Phoenix's Angel Initiative, anyone can walk into the Maryville Police Precinct, request treatment for addiction, and turn in their drugs and paraphernalia without fear of arrest. This effort is seeing success, and I'm glad that the Phoenix Angel Initiative will become a statewide initiative that can reach every person looking for help. And I want to say thank you, Chief Jerry Williams, for leading this effort. Thank you, Chief Williams, for what you do. But what's tragic is that this crisis didn't have to happen in the first place. It's man-made, a direct result of the pharmaceutical industry's marketing campaign that has deceptively and fraudulently minimized the risk of opioids. People suffer, families are torn apart, taxpayers shoulder the burden, and Big Pharma makes a big profit. Here in Phoenix, we've seen a rise in opioid-related burdens. Police see more drug-related calls and crimes. Firefighters and paramedics carry naloxone, an opioid antidote, and overdoses that require an ambulance trip are on the rise. It even contributes to a rise in homelessness. We're not going to take it anymore. I'm proud that our city council unanimously voted to take these fraudulent drug companies to court, and we are the first Arizona city to do so. This fight is just like the fight against big tobacco years ago. And when we win, we'll use the resources we recover to expand treatment options for those facing addiction. We will turn the tide on this crisis. And when I talk about a city that works for everyone, I mean it. And I know how government can be an incredible force for change and for good. Some of the challenges we deal with, they're tough, But finding the right solutions can be essential for us to make our city a place that lifts everyone up, a place where everyone can improve their lives. Just look at how we've reformed our city courts to work better with our residents who are struggling financially. We've heard of so many circumstances where a person can't pay a traffic ticket in one lump sum and they get stuck in a trap. More fines, late fees, and eventually a driver's license suspension that makes it harder to get to work. Now, instead of a one-size-fits-all approach, we meet our residents where they're at. If you can't pay all at once, we'll work with you. We set up a payment plan. We make sure that you can still drive to your job. And as it turns out, doing the right thing is also what's right for our bottom line. In just the past 2 years, this new approach has allowed more than 25,000 people to make good on more than $13.7 million in delinquent obligation. That's good government at its finest. That kind of help, it's important for those working to get on the right track. That's why affordable housing is so critical to our city as well. As our economy has improved, affordable housing for low-income working families is becoming tougher to find. And we're committed to making those options available. Since 2012, the City of Phoenix has invested more than $188 million to add nearly 4,000 affordable units to our inventory. Many of these units house our city's most vulnerable residents, including victims of domestic violence, veterans, seniors, and individuals with disabilities. Having a place to live is essential. For the last 4 years, Councilman Jim Waring and Cindy McCain have done an excellent job leading the Phoenix Human Trafficking Task Force. Their accomplishments are many, but I'm most proud of what they helped do just last fall. Open the nation's first permanent housing complex for survivors of sex trafficking and their children. Starfish Place will be a place of hope and opportunity for those that need it most. And Councilman Waring, I want to thank you so much for your leadership, and it's making a great difference in the lives of these amazing survivors. Let's give Councilman Waring a big round of applause, please. Helping those experiencing homelessness is one of the biggest challenges that we've taken on. And when we're making progress, it's also one of the most rewarding. But the reality is, homelessness is on the rise across the country. And despite our efforts, it's true in Maricopa County too. We can't point to a single cause, but we know far too many people grapple with housing insecurity. 4 in 5 Americans live paycheck to paycheck. 4 in 5 Americans are one medical bill, one emergency, one unexpected expense away from not making rent this month. It's going to take collective, strategic, and compassionate action to make a difference. That's our approach in Phoenix. Lead with services and work to treat the cause of homelessness rather than just the symptoms. Today we understand more about the needs of this sensitive population than ever before. Through our Phoenix Cares initiative, we've coordinated with stakeholders, service providers, and our neighbors to better meet our community needs. We've put new boots on the ground. We've contracted with community bridges, and we've put outreach teams on the street. Now, trained navigators build trust and encourage individuals experiencing homelessness to accept services and resources that can help get them on the track to permanent housing. Much of our success is because of the work of Councilwoman Deborah Stark, who has been a leader on this tough issue from day one. Deborah, thank you for your commitment to making Phoenix a better place to live for everyone. Councilwoman Stark. Homelessness is a big challenge, and we need others to step up. In Phoenix, we bear the biggest burden in many ways, and we put $2.2 million from our general fund into solving this crisis each year. Unfortunately, the state commits only $873,000 from its general fund to tackle this problem statewide. That's not enough, and we must work together to make this a higher statewide priority. All of our work recognizes that people can go through tough times, and with a little bit of help, someone who is a victim, facing addiction, or just down on their luck can get on the right track. But I think that we can all agree that we have a special obligation to those who have or currently serve in our military. A truth that's so hard to bear is that veteran suicide rates in Maricopa County are higher, much higher than the national average. We can't let that stand. Phoenix is teaming up with state and federal agencies, including the VA, as well as a team of military and civilian leaders to develop a strategic plan to reduce suicide among veterans. And I do want to thank Colonel Wanda Wright, the Director of the State Department of Veteran Services, for her commitment and leadership in getting the job done. Together, we will make a difference for our veterans. Everything that we have done, we've done despite limited resources. Phoenix hasn't had a bond election in more than a decade, and I've never asked for one during my time as mayor. But we've made smart choices. With an ambitious public safety plan, we're on track to hire more than 450 new police officers and 75 firefighters just over the last several years. But the truth is, we could have had more cops on the beat, more firefighters, more park rangers, if it weren't for the rising cost of pensions. You see, in years past, previous leaders at both the city and state levels made financially reckless decisions that hurt the stability of our pension system, including creating the irresponsible practice of pension spiking. Those poor decisions may have benefited a few at the top, but the rest of us are stuck with the bill. We have made real pension reforms. It's one of the toughest things that I've done as mayor of this city. We went after pension spiking with aggressive reforms. So aggressive, in fact, that some of the measures are still being fought in court. We went to the ballot box, where voters approved an overhaul of our civilian pension system to keep it healthy for the long term. And our work will save $1.1 billion over 25 years. And our civilian retirement system is once again on track to be fully funded. That's good news for the people of the city of Phoenix. But even with those savings, we've had to get smart and do things differently to balance our budget. We've saved more than $100 million by making government more efficient. We have far fewer city employees than we did just a decade ago, and we ask them every day to do more with less. I think it's fair to say that I've asked more of our city employees than any other mayor. They've done a great job, and they've raised the bar for public servants. One of the biggest reasons is because we have a fantastic city manager, Ed Zerker. Ed, many in this room know it already, but I want to make sure that everyone understands you are, without doubt, the best city manager Phoenix has ever had. Thank you, Ed Zerker. I appreciate you. I appreciate the job you do in difficult circumstances, your integrity, and how you've made a push to bring more innovative thinking into our city government. You're a great city manager. And one of the things that's been important to me as mayor is that people trust the integrity of the decisions we make. That's why we've made City Hall more transparent than ever. One of the first things I did as mayor, make sure all city council formal meetings are televised and made available online. We put campaign finance reports online for the first time. We put regular citizens on board and commissions, not a parade of lobbyists. And for the first time, we now have an ethics and sexual harassment policies that actually apply to us, the elected officials. That's progress, and I want to thank all of my colleagues on the City Council for helping to get these important reforms made. Give our City Council a big round of applause, please. Over the last 6 years, we've made smart choices, not short-sighted ones. We've shown that government can be a force of good, not just a source of frustration. We've sought opportunity after opportunity to work together, to find common ground, rather than engage in the kind of petty rhetoric that has become all too common. Every decision, every investment has been made with an eye towards the future. Not just creating a strong economy for the present, but building the foundation we want for our children and future generations. Finally, Phoenix is not just growing, we're growing up. We've changed the course of our future, and in doing so, we've improved the course of people's lives. That means an entrepreneur with a seed of an idea can walk into a public library and get the help that she needs to make it blossom. It means that a top Sun Devil computer science graduate can find the job they want in this market rather than going to Silicon Valley. It means a patient in need of world-class medical care doesn't have to go far to get the treatment he needs. It means an individual with disabilities can lead a life of independence because of our investment in public transit. It means the survivor of one of the worst crimes imaginable can find the support and shelter she needs to thrive. That's the Phoenix we deserve. Serving as your mayor has been the greatest honor of my life. I want to thank each and every one of you for your friendship, for your partnership, and for making me more optimistic than ever about what our future holds. Thank you so very much for being here today. Thank you, departments of the City Council. Phoenix has a very, very bright future. Have a great day.